like. Meatloaf Bailey, what a PR stunt. Look at me, guys. Yeah, I would do anything for pound notes. And I'm going to sit in a restaurant and I'm going to look like, oh, I'm proper Chelsea and I love Chelsea. And this is all on Siri Merchant at Barley. What a load of bollocks.
Cucucucurea, se come una paella. Cucucucurea, se bebe una estrella. Jala, tiembla, que viene cucurea. Jala, tiembla, toma una galleta.
To get money from agents to publish information is not legal for a journalist. After 1 second, find one proof and I will deactivate my account.
Fab, I think you're taking this a bit to heart, honestly.
No, it's not too hard. It's too hard because you are on your fucking sofa just using my name and attacking me from your Twitter account with no face, no name and nothing. Just joking on me.
Yeah.
It's not too hard for me because I'm working and I don't like to go on Twitter and see the shit you're putting. Okay. So it could be too hard for you, not someone else to come in and joke on my news. You can joke about it. It's fine. It's humor. It's okay. But joke, not say that I'm getting money. Because I'm not getting any fucking money from the agents of any player. So joke whatever you want. Do humor on me, on my name, or whatever you want.
I'll make it clear. I'll make it clear.
Greetings from Centre Parks, by the way. That's the background. I hope you're all well. This is just ridiculous, though, isn't it?
Are you fucking having me on? Are you joking me right now? That's how deep this is how far they reach. Let me smoke that for you, Siri Merchant, yeah? Let me smoke that for you, Ted Lasso-Bowley, yeah? You think you can fool us? You're a long way from Starbucks, mate, Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, let's have it right. This is not Chelsea!
Greetings from Centre Parks, by the way. That's the background. I hope you're all well. This is just ridiculous, though, isn't it?
So have it right, up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC, big up to every single one of you live and locked in. Hope everyone's doing well, winning life. First and foremost, I want you all to smash to pieces that like button. Smash it right now if you haven't already. We've got the subscribe button as well, so make sure you smash that. We've got the notification bell, ding dong, so have it right, so you know when we go live on the Minerals FC. And we've got the Minerals FC Ultras membership, which is pinned at the top of the live chat and down below in the description. Salute to all the Minerals FC Ultras, all the proper Chelsea. Respect to everyone in here. Hope everyone is landing it. As always, respect to everyone and love. You know what I'm saying? All love, bruv, and respect. So have it right. Tonight, well, I'll be honest, yeah? I'll be very, very honest. It's a bit of an uncomfortable situation. Now, as we know on the Minerals FC, you know, no one's safe. No one's safe from it. If you are speaking false narratives, I'm calling it out. So tonight, as the title says, the Obi-Wan podcast, you're taking the Mikel. You're taking the absolute Mikel out of, well, what should be deemed as the truth, which is what they were saying was the truth on the podcast. I've watched the whole podcast. Let's have it right. I've watched the whole podcast, and I'll be real. I'll be real. Now, John Obi Mikel, many times, I've called him out on things that he says. For example, he was landing the Minerals like Didier Drogba. You know what I'm saying? Saying, you know, we don't recognise our club. We need to bring Chelsea back to what we are. We're playing with men. He was giving all the facts of how it was under Roman Abramovich and how it was under Chelsea, and everything that we say on here, because it's not Chelsea right now under Clownlake. and the Meatloaf Bowley. It just ain't. So he was doing all that, and all of a sudden, when he called it out and landed the minerals, he's at Cobham the next day. And then he's been interviewed on Sky Sports, and he's saying, oh, the owners know what they're doing. And I went, what the hell's going on here, bruv? 1 minute you're calling it out, landing it, speaking the truth, representing the Chelsea supporters that know what's going down. And then the other second, well, literally seconds later, 24 hours later, he's on there going, yeah, the owners know what they're doing when they clearly don't. There is just an absolute shambles at Chelsea. And I'll say it countless times again, this is not Chelsea. And John Obi Mikel knows this is not Chelsea. He knows it. So, he comes out, like I said, with the whole Victor Osimhen deal. The Victor Osimhen deal was basically, he was asked, as was Didier, to speak to Osimhen, to try and entice Osimhen to Chelsea Football Club. That was well documented. There's no surprise with that. He even spoke about it today or this morning, whatever. Yeah. All right. And as far as I look at it, he called out Nicholas Jackson. And when he called out Nicholas Jackson, it was because he knows that we need an elite striker up front. And everyone knows it. In fact, we've waited 5 transfer windows for an elite striker, and we haven't got one still to this day. And Nicholas Jackson give it all the big one to him. And the reason John Obi Mikel did that was because he knew that the Victor Osimhen to Chelsea deal weren't looking too healthy. Let's have it right. And then all of a sudden, he did a nice little podcast on Nicholas Jackson. We know how it all plans out, bruv. I don't need to go through it. I just want to land it for what it really is and go through what was said today. Because we know the truth on the Minerals FC. We know the truth. We know exactly what happened. It's on my timeline. It's on my archives. And no, it's no surprise when I did that stream with a certain individual, you've got this outblown civil war with the ownership. We exposed everything about Victor Osimhen on deadline day. And all of a sudden, look at the repercussions. Look at what's been happening at Chelsea now. So, I'm going to read out, because I don't want to play it, because I might get done by copyright. Let's have it right. So I'm going to read out what was said. He's been clipped as saying certain things. And I know what he said, and it's going to trigger me off as we go along. So let me read you what was said. All right. And while I do that, do smash the like button. And if you ain't subscribed, respect to everyone. Yeah. The whole podcast was called The Osimhen Story. We know that. Yeah. We all know that. So let me just get it up. John Obi Mikel says and confirms Chelsea agreed a deal with Osimhen, but ran out of time to complete the deal. He says, I know what the club offered him. I know where we got to. We finally get to a compromise. It was just some little things here and there, paperwork, medical, and a few issues that we just couldn't get over the line. We didn't have much time. The one time you want the seconds and minutes and hours to slow down a bit, it just didn't work. Definitely, I think both sides really, really played their part in terms of getting the deal done. And I commend Chelsea for that, because I could see the ambition of where they want to take this club now. And also on Victor's side, how much he really wanted to come to the club, and he was disappointed it didn't happen. He was disappointed. Now let's have it right. There is no denying that Victor Osimhen wanted to come to Chelsea Football Club. He was absolutely 100% wanting to come to Chelsea Football Club. And John Obi Mikel's not saying anything wrong. In fact, in certain parts of the podcast, he's not really saying much wrong. He's actually saying it what it is. But I have to call out where he is saying the wrong narrative, where he is bending the truth. And that's what I'm going to call out, bruv. Yeah? That's what I'm going to call out, which is right now. When he says we finally got to a compromise, it was just little things here and there, paperwork, medical, and a few issues that we couldn't get over the line. Well, that's an outright bangers and mash waffle because there was no agreement. As we know, on the Wednesday, Enzo Maresca was calling Victor Osimhen, and Victor Osimhen said to him, "Yeah, nah. Until your ownership offer me and give me what I want, let's have it right. There's no point in us talking." So from Wednesday all the way through to deadline day, Victor Osimhen was never offered what he wanted. And I'll tell you what he was offered. He was offered pretty much 150 grand, something ridiculous. And that's gross. With bonuses on top, they put on top of that. It was the most insulting offer ever. There was never an agreement. So it's an outright lie from Obi Mikel there that the clubs came to a compromise. There was no compromise met. That's a load of waffle. Clear as day. And I know it. I know it. There was no medical. No, it didn't even get to paperwork, bruv. There was no medical paperwork to discuss, bruv. There was no terms agreed. So how can you say there's medicals and paperworks? Mate. He says, we didn't have much time. Well, we know that. They left it till what? Deadline day. They had the whole of the summer to negotiate, which is why you got rattled and came at Nicholas Jackson to put pressure on these clowns to put in an offer to get Victor Osimhen because you know we desperately need him. This is the facts. These are the facts. These are the facts. They couldn't negotiate a mobile phone contract. And we're waiting until deadline day, and it comes to 30 minutes before deadline day, and nothing's getting done, and the deal's off, cancelled. It's the biggest fumble in the history of transfer windows, quoted by Fritz Romano, quoted by Bushy, quoted by so many in the game behind the scenes. So he's outright wrong now. And I'm disappointed right now. Where it gets me even more is that he says both sides really, really played their part in terms of getting the deal done. Well, Victor, all he said was, do you know what Victor Osimhen said? He said, I'm not even asking you for what I'm getting at Napoli. Just, you can go a little bit less and I'll probably take it. But these clowns, Kerry Winstanley, Stuart Little and Meatloaf Bowley that was there negotiating, and John Obi Mikel will know Bowley was there because John Obi Mikel's outright said he was on the phone waiting for calls. He's liaising with everything. You know what I'm saying? So he knows I'm not waffling, right? Well, the reality is they lowballed him. They gave him a pay slash offer where they cut his wages in half. And the guy's not going to accept it. He didn't feel valued. He's outright said he doesn't feel valued. He feels disrespected. But he wants to come, and he wants to come to Chelsea because he looks up to John Obi Mikel, being Nigerian and playing for Chelsea, legend at Chelsea. Looks up to Didier Drogba, his idol, bruv. Yeah? Playing for Chelsea, the king of the bridge, bruv. Let's have it right. Yeah? He says, I commend Chelsea for that because I could see the ambition of where they want to take this club. What ambition, John? What ambition, mate? They didn't get the deal over the line. They didn't get the deal over the line. If they had ambition, they would have slashed, instead of slashing Osimhen's wage offer, they would have slashed the wage structure cap of 150 grand, so have it right. And they would have offered him close to, if not, what he was offered, what he's getting at Napoli. If you had true ambition to bring an elite striker to Chelsea Football Club, that's what they would do. But they didn't do that. So you're outright waffling there. He says, they also know on Victor's side how much we know that. Then he says, we were very, very close getting the deal done, but it was just a slight issues. Very, very close. But we weren't, John. We weren't close to getting the deal done. And I'll tell you this, all right? And only John Obi Mikel will know this. He'll know I'm landing the damn minerals and saying the truth. Why is it, Mikel, right? Why is it the day after transfer deadline day, they offered to say, look, we'll come in January for you and we'll pay you what you want? instead of just paying the geezer what he wants on deadline day, and the guy's ready, waiting, probably got his Chelsea kit on, looking like a full kit wanker, ready to fucking sign for Chelsea. Why didn't you just get the deal done then? Why did you have to offer it after transfer deadline day? It makes no sense. It's illogical. It's lunacy, because they're penny pinchers. And the one that signed it off to not go ahead with the deal is the Siri Merchant Egbali, bro. These are the facts. These are the facts. And John Obi Mikel's right in to defend Victor Osimhen with all the false allegations that Victor Osimhen wanted 500 grand a week and wanted way more than 300 grand a week. And he's right. That was false. But John, do you know who put that false information out? Because I do. It was Clownlake. Clownlake put that false narrative out to make Osimhen look like, oh, he's pricing us out of a move, when he wasn't. And there was feeding agenda on your fellow Nigerian player, bro. And yet he's still got issues with that. It's still affected him because he doesn't want to be described as a mercenary, yet he declines the 500 grand a week wages from the Saudi League because he doesn't want to play Saudi League football. He wants to stay in the European leagues because he loves the game and he's got a lot to achieve and he's driven. So big up to Victor Osimhen for doing that. He stayed true to himself and to what he's worked so hard to be as a footballer. And to get to the position where he's one of the top 3 strikers in the world right now. So have it right. So I'm going to continue and I'm going to really get into what I want to say. Right? He says, January will be a big transfer window. There is so much I don't want to say, but watch the space. I know where we are and what's going to happen. He ain't coming in January, John. He ain't going to come. He's given his word to Galatasaray, staying on the season-long loan. That's a fact. End of story, bro. Yeah, you'd be lucky. You'd be lucky if we can even bid for him in the summer. Yeah, because in the summer he's not only going to have plenty more suitors after him, but Victor Osimhen right now ain't feeling too happy with Chelsea. In fact, very disrespected with all this false PR that's flying about, making it look like what? Oh, both parties just couldn't get the deal done. No, he was there sitting there waiting for Chelsea to just pay near to what he's got, and they couldn't stump up the money because they're penny pinching clowns. And they've got a rigid wage structure, which is why I want Egbali and Jose Feliciano out of this football club, sharpish, along with Meatloaf Bowley. Get them all out. The absolute clowns that they are. Destroyed our football club. Now, where I lose it now, right, is when John Obi Mikel says about speaking to Kerry Winstanley. He says the club, they've got a vision, and it's a very, very great vision. They want not just bringing any player into the football club, it's about bringing the right players who can improve the team. And I think Paul Winstanley is on top of that. And from this transfer window now, I think we'll start to see the right players come into the football club, and that's something that is really, really nice. He says it's really what was the word he says? It's a really happy place at Chelsea. John Obi Mikel said today. It's a really happy place at Chelsea. John, mate, seriously, bruv, like legend. The ownership are in a civil war. How's it a happy place at Chelsea? You're speaking pro Egbali and Joseph Feliciano and Kerry Winstanley, who is the yes man with Stuart Little for Clearlake. And you know Bowley was in the negotiations with Napoli and they're trying to mud Bowley when Bowley probably wanted to sign this guy at the wages that he would probably play. And I don't like this. And I'm going to call it out, and I am calling it out. Kerry Winstanley is the worst director we've ever had at Chelsea Football Club. This guy is not qualified to run our football club. There is no vision. There is no plan. We've gone through 5 transfer windows and we haven't got an elite striker. We haven't got elite goalkeeper. We haven't got elite defence. We haven't got elite midfield. We are a high potential, mediocre team. And you know it. And you're sitting on your podcast blabbering all this crap, all this PR Happy Meals. And I'm asking myself, who are you carrying all these PR Happy Meals for? Clownlake? Clownlake, let me say about Clown, they're an absentee landlord of Chelsea Football Club with a driven ambition on Don Roman. The Don Roman that you know the standards that were set when you were at the football club. You know the standards that were set at Chelsea Football Club. You know he was the greatest owner. And these clowns, who are obviously feeding you brown envelopes, are basically destroying and trying to destroy and have destroyed his Roman Empire, gutted everything out, and are trying to destroy his legacy and his name to make themselves look good. And all you've done today is try and save these clowns' face again for the countless fuck-ups that they make. And I have to say this, John, you're meant to be loyal to the Chelsea supporters and the club. But right now, you're acting loyal to the fucking clown owners at our football club. And I have to question that and call it out. I have to call it out. Because this is one of the most generational flip-floppings I've ever seen. And you say you know Osimhen, you've spoken to him, this and that. Why don't you give Osimhen a call and ask him how he feels right now, seeing all this PR? Because I can guarantee you, bruv, he ain't happy. Ask him, why is all this PR coming about? It's not right. This is false. And that's you, bruv. You're Nigerian and you're his fucking, you're meant to be his mate. Where's the loyalty here? Where's the respect, man? What, to go on a podcast and outright push a narrative to be pro-Clownlake? It's unacceptable. And to defend Egbali and Feliciano and Bowley for that matter and Karim and Stanley, who's got a degree from Polytech in Liverpool, who's got no credentials to be at Chelsea Football Club. It's criminal, John Obi Mikel. It's absolutely criminal, bruv. And I've been defending you. I defend you. When Nicholas Jackson's calling you out, saying shut up and stop talking shit, he needs to shut up and stop talking shit because he can't finish, he can't hit a barn door. He's not clinical. This striker ain't going to win us Premier League titles, and you know it. That's why you were pressurising for Victor Osimhen. But the reality is, why don't you give Victor Osimhen a call and ask him what the offer was? You know what the offer was. And this is what I don't like. And this is these narratives that get pushed out because it's trying to defend Clownlake. It's trying to defend the ownership from fucking up again for not getting this deal over the line. And then leading false hope in, things are happening maybe in January. He ain't coming in January. And he ain't going to come in the summer. That's it. Victor Osimhen's done out here, bruv. He's done out here. He ain't coming to Chelsea in the shambles we are, especially with the ownership civil war going on right now, which we don't know how long it's going to take to repair itself. But do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give John Obi Mikel benefit of doubt. Maybe he's been told by the ownership, look, we offered this. And maybe he's still yet to go back to Victor Osimhen. You know? The reality is, you'll call Victor, which you can right now, and he'll tell you they insulted me with the wages. The manager was desperate for me to come, calling me on deadline day. Absolutely pulling his hair out, or every last hair follicle that he's got in his bald head, because Victor Osimhen's meant to be the final piece. But he'll tell you what the wages were. The fact that they flipped the script after deadline day had been cut off and ended. And he was prepared to be paid less than what he was at Napoli. And that's where it hurts. That's where we had every opportunity, every ample opportunity, a free run at this guy. And John Obi Mikel knows it. And I won't put it past John Obi Mikel. Eventually, he's gonna turn. Because at the end of the day, I just can't believe you said it, man. I can't believe you've done this. I can't believe you defend these clowns. And you got that geezer that you do a podcast with, Mr. I need a lorry load of Hall soothers. Let's have it right, that merchant. Yeah. Oh, what Rolls Royce you got now? Did Bowley and Barley get your rollers? Or a fat envelope? What's going on, bruv? Why are we pushing out this narrative? John Obi Mikel, wake up and smell of that super grandma. Wake up and smell of that super grandma. Seriously. No medical, no paperworks, no agreement, yet we were so close. What's close? What's close? There's nothing close. And we're in a happy place and the club's going in the right direction. I don't want to hear this stuff. I don't want to hear it. We're clearly not. We're not going in the right direction. We're not in a happy place. The fan base is divided. The ownership's divided. We've got the worst directors in the history of sport. We've got the worst owners in the history of sport. Our club has been gutted from top to bottom. We're not in a fucking happy place. I'll say that now. Let's have it right. We are not. And we're close to Osimhen and all this crap, saving face, because it was the trigger point. Not signing Victor Osimhen revealed they weren't prepared to break the wage structure. They weren't prepared to pop their cherry and show the real ambition intent that you're trying to propaganda now with these PR Happy Meals. There was no fucking fee agreed. No fee agreed. We didn't agree a fee. We got change of CEOs. We got no shirt sponsor. We got the Financial Times and Bloomberg coming out, giving it all this civil war. You got Clownlake saying we're going to stay, and you got to sell them your little measly share and jog on, or you stay and you deal with the consequences. You got Milo Bowley saying I've got 2.5 billion. Well, that rings a bell to me. What about the 2.5 billion that Don Roman's money that's in the bank earning interest? Would it not be a surprise that Bowley's taken the 2.5 billion for Roman Abramovich? Is it going to be Roman Abramovich behind the scenes as a silent investor, bruv? Let's have it right. And Bowley's the face. Or is it just the fact that you've outright robbed Roman Abramovich of his money and you're fucking insulting the Chelsea supporters by saying it's Saudi investment and to try and buy Chelsea Football Club because you were too poor to buy it outright your fucking self? And now you're throwing your toys out the pan. Oh, Meatloaf Bowley, you want to give it all this big un. And everyone's pro Bowley because he's got sports background and this and that. Doing what? They've won one World Series in 10 years. They spent the most money out of anyone in the league. They're not successful on a sporting level. Marketing, branding, yeah, they blow money. It's all a smokescreen. And at Barley, they're equity merchants. We don't want equity merchants running our football club. So John Obi Mikel, we ain't in a happy place, mate. We're in an absolute turmoil right now. We don't know where our club's going. You've got Fabrizio Romano propaganda in. Oh, by the way, they're still carrying on with their recruiting of young youth, young potential, and this and that. And they're not gonna change that. He's playing hardball. He's on the books of Clownlake, of Barley and Feliciano, Fabrizio Romano. You've now got the pathetic that are kind of siding with Bowley and defending Bowley. Paulstein's yet to come out, but he's the pathetic. You've got Ben Toothpick Jacobs sitting in the middle like a toothpick. And then you've got this Steinberg, Rongen, yeah, one of the worst, not even a journalist, bruv. This guy's like bottom of the barrel in terms of journalists. He's pushing out all this pro Barley and all this narrative, all right? This is all a shambles and it's an absolute embarrassment. And we've got our legend who's meant to be loyal, respecting our football club, loving our football club. And instead of doing that and calling out for it and say the ownership got it wrong, we didn't pay the wages. And I'm with Victor Osimhen, my fellow countryman, and I'm disappointed for Chelsea and the owners, and I'm upset for the Chelsea supporters because we deserve a player of Victor Osimhen's credit level and eliteness at our football club. And we need to make a change. And this is not the mentality we should be focusing on. Instead of saying the right things, you're sitting there brown-nosing Winstanley, who has absolutely fucking destroyed our club. And I'll tell you about Winstanley, John Obi Mikel, where you say, oh, he wants great things. He fucked up the Mason Mount deal. Yeah, forced him out. Forced out Emma Hayes. Tried to dictate Emma Hayes. We lost Emma Hayes, who never wanted to leave Chelsea. Yeah, we lost Neil Bath, Joe Fraser out of Cobham, and you know them well. Let's have it right. We lost Conor Gallagher. He fucking exiled Trev Baresi Chalobah, and we're supposed to. You're propagandering Win Stanley. Is this a wind up? Is this an actual wind up? And the worst thing of all, you're defending an ownership that have not only destroyed our football club and brought us the worst football team I've ever seen at Chelsea, all right? Even our team that got relegated has got more minerals in this team, yeah? They feed the most biggest agenda on our Don Roman Abramovich. So where's your allegiance lie? It should be with Don Roman and how Chelsea standards were and all the players. No fucking, this is where I stand with it now, all right? I'm getting sick and tired of this shit. Every legend at this football club, all right? There's only one that calls it out, it's Frank Leboeuf, that actually consistently calls it out, all right? We have Malouda here and there, and John Obi Mikel likes to dip his toes in the water, but now he's diving in Clownlake waters at the moment. There's no one who out of the legends is actually calling it out consistently for what it is, bar Pat Nevin as well. Who? There ain't anyone. And this is why what upsets me is that if we can't even rely on legends to speak the truth and be real and put pressure on these absolute clowns at our football club that have killed us, right? Then I can't trust them. Then they're basically saying they don't really love Chelsea like they say they love Chelsea just because they played for Chelsea. They love the fucking pound note more. They love the podcasting game more. They love the clicks more. They love well, let's have it right. They love the benefits because John Obi Mikel knows he's going to get benefits. And if he does call out the ownership like Pat Nevin did, he'll get the chop instantly and you'll never have any liaisons with the football club, which is why John Terry ain't even spoken out. That's why Frank Lampard didn't even speak out because he wanted a director role. And I love these players. But the club always comes first. The club is always the priority. So what are we propaganding here? False hope? False promise? False narratives? Let's have it right. False narratives is what we're promoting here. I'm disappointed. I'm actually upset by it. I'm genuinely upset by it. Because there's me fighting against the current of brown envelopes and these false narratives and fucking lies all the time. And when you want a bit of help and you want a bit of support, and it's important when legends speak because the supporters are so, well, they just go with what they read. They believe whatever the Pornstein dagger and Fabrizio Romano's here he goes when they're all verbal here he goes now and we're stretching out going for top bins and you're missing left, right and centre. Everyone believes all these narratives. When a legend speaks, they believe it. And that's why I'm asking, speak the truth. And what's worse is that I know Victor Osimhen knows that you're bullshitting. Because the ownership cannot have the blame. And do you know what's even worse? Is that the only ones that knows who's in that negotiation room is myself, certain individuals, John Obi Mikel, Meatloaf Bowley, Kerry Winstanley, and Egg Barley, who weren't there. And the reason he weren't there, like he was there flying on his jet to go and get Enzo Fernandez and get Mudryk and go and get Casado, he wasn't there because there was no intention or ambition, as John Obi Mikel says, to sign Victor Osimhen. Absolutely fumbled it. The biggest fuck up in transfer history when a player is ready and waiting to sign for you and you just won't pay under what he wants. You slash it in half and you insult the player. So Egg Barley's got this one in his pocket as a PR stunt. When the time's right, it's going to be exposed that Meatloaf Bowley was the one negotiating, so that everyone knows the reason we failed to sign Osimhen was because of Meatloaf Bowley. But they're so fucking ignorant and stupid that they don't realise that Bowley's got his 15% share, whatever his small little tuppence share is. He hasn't got the majority decision. It's Clearlake, Joseph Liciano and Egbali. So if they sign it off, it's signed off. If Egbali says, I'm signing Victor Osimhen and we're going to pay him these wages and go ahead with a deal, he's got 61.5% share. So it's gone ahead and Bowley's going to have to sign it off. But you lot don't know that. You didn't even know who was in the negotiation room. You didn't even know that Bowley was fucking there. You thought he took a step back. Bowley was put there as a plant, a setup. It was a fix. And that's why Bowley's rattled and he said, enough's enough. All the news comes out after a few days later. That's it. He's going to war to take Chelsea Football Club. He's got a driven ambition like the geezer that's part of the consulting with Bowley, Hans-Wolf Weiss, the 5% Swiss merchant, who had a driven ambition to buy Chelsea Football Club because of his dislike for Roman Abramovich. Lovely. What a team you built. And then you've got Egbali and Siri Merchant. Let's remind John Obi Mikel that said that the club wasn't very well run on a sporting level, financial level, and data level, and marketing level. Mudding Roman. So, John Obi Mikel, you must be getting paid very, very well. And that makes us sad. Makes me very sad. Because I've defended you. And I'll defend you when you speak the truth. But when you speak false narratives like you have done today, I'm calling it out for what it is. Because I'm about being true. And I can't believe it, bruv. Honestly, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Why is Didier Drogba not spoken about anything? In fact, no one knows about Didier Drogba. He won't get involved, bruv. He's got bigger fish to fry. But John Obi Mikel is in the media game now. He's on his podcast. Like I say, he's got I need about a barrel load of horse soothers. He needs to swallow a load of them, bruv. Yeah? That geezer. I mean, he's irritating to listen to. He's just irritating to hear him ask all these questions, try and be funny. It's embarrassing. Everyone wants a slice of the pie. Everyone wants to get paid because they know deep down that these owners are clowns and they're throwing money away like they're in a strip club. Yeah? And Drogba landed it. He did say that. He said, I do not recognise my club anymore in respect to our GOAT, bruv. He landed it heavy. Yeah? He's basically saying what I said. This is not Chelsea. You know what I'm saying? And what's worse is the ownership deliberately asked John Obi Mikel and used him like a pawn. You see, people will probably go, oh, Johnny's a gender merchant. What are you coming at our legend for? But you know what's funny is when all these little melts in the fan base are slandering John Obi Mikel because of what he said about Nicholas Jackson, it tells you everything about the state of our fan base, showing the disrespect to the legend. I defended John Obi Mikel. I praised him because he was speaking out the truth that Nicholas Jackson is not fucking Chelsea level. And everything we got at this club is potential based on AI scouting and data because it's Clearlake, it's Egbali and Siri Merchant, it's the Jose Feliciano. It's more important to build business value than win or lose on the field. Mindset. That's not mentality. That's not no surrender mentality. That's not winning mentality. On a financial scale level, absolutely it is. It's relentless. They're ruthless. You've got Vincey coming out saying, oh, Egbali's as ruthless as Don Roman. Don't insult our Don Roman like that. Don't insult our Don Roman. So, listen, I'm not taking a Mikel, John. I'm not. I'm being deadly serious. Sort it out, bruv. Sort it out. You know, the reality is I'll never be able to speak to John Obi Mikel on a platform or anything. I won't be able to speak to these people. Everyone stays well away from the Minerals FC because we're unfiltered. We're too raw. We're too real. That's the reality. And I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that. Like, but the message will be out there. And it's definitely out there. It's out there. You know, they both, the podcast is account. They both see my Insta stories. They've seen my messages. Let's have it right. They know who I am, so it's all good. But I have to speak. I have to be truthful. I have to be real, and I have to defend Chelsea. And I'm not defending what this ownership have done. And the way that they have fumbled the Osimhen deal is the biggest embarrassment. And that is what they're trying to protect their face from. Embarrassment, like they do everything. For Pochettino's a fool guy. Enzo will be the fall guy. Potter's the fall guy. The medical team, everyone's the fall guy. All of Roman Abramovich's deals, previous deals, is all the fall guy. All the excuses under the sun to cover up their mistakes, their wrongs that are so clear as day, clipped in 5K, crystal as you like. Yeah, crystal maze, literally. All the supporters are in the crystal maze, man. The crystal's there, bruv. You can see it, but you can't get to it because you don't want to see it. You choose not to see it. Big up to Argon. He says, was the office worried with raising the president and keeping an Enzo part 2 with Osimhen and his wages? I would say so. Exactly. Because he says, John Obi Mikel says, I don't know what happened with Napoli. Well, we all know. We all know what happened with the TikTok and the racism. And Napoli didn't defend Osimhen, and that's where it fell down. End of story. And Osimhen stuck to his values, not like Wesley Fofana, Disasi, and Kunku, and all these guys in the Chelsea team that are giving it all the big and towards Enzo Fernandez. And now this guy's been given the captaincy. They want to do presses with him, take down their tweets, still not follow him, but go, oh, we know he's not racist. We know he's a good guy. Yeah. No. Osimhen ain't cut like that. Osimhen wants out. And he's been professional with how he's done it. He's gone on loan. He's managed to get his release clause down to 70 million. He's kept his wages. Happy days. And he'll move to a big elite club to play Champions League football and show the world why he's an elite striker. An elite striker we could have had. Now we've gone through our second season with Jackson as our striker. But yeah, you're right. Your facts, you're bang on Agron. Big up Brian says, penny pitching clowns in the mud. Let's have it right. Big up Adam, he says, 45 player squad, and we don't have a top striker nor midfield or even a top centre back. Facts. Why is Johnny Obi Mikel not calling this out? This is what I have to ask. Why are you not calling out the fundamental facts? Now we can't even look at the team now. Now we can't even like talk football. It's going to be hard to, because all these players with the turmoil at the football club and all these kids on death row contracts, the focus is going to be very difficult. The pressure is going to be relentless. There's too much going on. There's too much divide behind the scenes. It's not a stable environment. It never was in the first place. Now it's outright an absolute calamity. I mean, this is as fragile as an egg. Yeah? Drop an egg, see what happens. Big up to Andrew Dang. He's a Minerals FC Ultra for 3 months. Salute to you, guys. Big up to you, Mike. He says, God bless everyone. Big up Obi Mikel, Drogba, Phoenix Rising, represent. Shout out to chat. Mentioned it. I wish Drogba come back to Stamford Bridge one day. I hope he does. We could do with elite mentality. The reality is, a lot of our legends don't want to go near these clowns because of the way that they're running the football club. That's the ultimate truth. Who wants to be involved in this? And these clowns will just mug and slander you. They'll throw you out and hang you up to dry. They don't care. You know what? Roman was ruthless. Yeah? Roman was ruthless. Salute to you. Let's play Roman while we're saying
Roman Abramovich! Roman Abramovich! Roman Abramovich! Roman Abramovich! Roman Abramovich! Roman Abramovich! Roman Abramovich!
Big up to you. Roman was ruthless. Facts. Ruthless. But I tell you what, do you know what the difference between him being ruthless and these Clownlakes being ruthless? These ruthless wrong'uns that are running our football club, these clowns, there's a massive difference between them and Roman's ruthlessness. Yeah. And do you know what the difference is? Roman loved our club, loved everyone in the club, loved the supporters, was a supporter, and brought the best of the best for Chelsea. These clowns do not love our football club, do not love the supporters, are happy for us to be called customers, are happy for us to be embarrassed week in, week out, in the news, no shirt sponsors, sackings galore, instability, buying kids, everyone mocking how many players we're buying and how much we're spending and buying on dross. Yeah? Ruthless how? Sacking, hiring and firing. I told you, these lot are budget Romans. They're not even budget Roman, bro. They're an outright embarrassment. Big up to King Lampard. He says, why have neither Eghbali or Todd Bowley leaked plans for stadium? Worry both loophole merchants want way out of CPO. Easy PR for either if it had positive plans up the Chelsea. They keep pushing this whole stadium rebuild. Clownlake are not interested in pushing it, and Bowley is wanting to push it. The reality is you can't push nothing. And I've said it countless times. The CPO is the elephant in the room that no one wants to mention. That is the actual block for them rebuilding. If the CPO shares was not there, mate, they would have been rebuilding from the moment they got through the door. But they didn't realise how hard it was, and they didn't even know about it. Do you know what Toothpick Jacobs gives the excuses of? Oh, it was so rushed, and Bowley had to play sporting director, and he had to go in the market. And it was right in the bang in the middle of the transfer window. Let's have it right. If you know you're taking over a football club, right, and you're spending 2.5 billion, and you've got a consortium, do you not think that you would have the individuals ready, lined up? And if you're not sure about what to do, wait till you do get the right professionals in place before you go and spend 635 million. No, they thought they could do it themselves. All this backing of what these owners have done is it's a criminal offence. It's a criminal offence in itself. It really is. It's disgraceful. Do you know what I want to know? Is why has Eghbali and Bowley never fucking once opened their mouth to speak to the supporters? How about that one? How about that? They never done that. All we get is via Forbes, via Bloomberg, via fucking conference. We're sitting there all high and mighty. Don't hear nothing. The biggest trick in the book is making them believe that you're not even there. Yeah, that's Eghbali. It's exactly what he is at Chelsea. Big up Adam, he says, potential didn't work with Mudryk, Disasi, Enzo, Jackson, Sanchez. The list goes on. More injuries and no clear style of play. Chelsea without character, without identity. It's an identity crisis. It's a instability crisis. I mean, it's absolutely worrying times for Chelsea right now because no one knows where we are going, what direction. This whole trust the process is all a load of waffle because even the ownership, like I told you, don't even trust their own process because they got different ideologies, different ideas of where they want to go. And because of the percentage split, Well, there's only one direction, and that's Clearlake's direction of Kindergarten FC wage structure cap to maximise profits, copying Red Bull Seagull merchants. Have it right. But Bowley signed it off as well. They're all as bad as each other. I don't trust either of them. I don't trust either of them. And I don't understand how people do trust. They've spent 1.5 billion and look what they've built us. Look at the squad. We've got Petrovic being announced at Strasbourg today. Yeah. The Strasbourg Ultras want these owners out, Blueco. They want Blueco out. Did Meatloaf Bowley want to buy Blueco? Let's have it right. No one's answering that question. But like I say to everyone, yeah, and that's a fact. Big up to Brian. Big up to Brian. Smash the like button, everyone. Respect to everyone in here. I just want to get something up because it came out today. And this is via the Athletic, the Pathletic. Yeah, it says there is a suspicion on the Clearlake side that this schism being played out in the public domain is actually a ploy to disguise the true motive of Bowley's camp, which they believe is an attempt to put pressure on them to make a big offer to purchase his stake. So the Athletic are actually a bit of pro Egbali here. The bottom line is this: either or need to be bought out, and they need to agree on what their price is. These lot couldn't even negotiate Osimhen deal, and now we're relying on them to negotiate between themselves to sell their stakes. I mean, what is going on, bruv? Do you really trust them? Mate, I'm telling you now, right? I'm telling you now, yeah? And it's so simple. It's actually so simple. The Chelsea supporters, if they had the bollocks and the minerals, yeah, you do one protest of Bowley out, Egbali and Clearlake out, it's done. They are finished. They're kaput. Why? Because the PR is so bad that the Chelsea supporters don't even want them, either of them. Right now, all the PR is, oh, I prefer Bowley. Oh, no, I prefer Clearlake. No, eliminate that. We don't want either of them. Now, Egbali and Clearlake are saying they're not giving, because they've got the 61.25% stake, they got the majority share. They're saying that Bowley can't get external investors. Bollocks. Where's all this nonsense come from? Of course you can get external investors, just like you can sell to an external owner, a new owner, someone that wants to buy the club, because there is no clause for you locked in for 10 years. Bowley's saying he wants 20, 30 years. You lot want 10 years, Clearlake, because you want it as a quick flip in 10 years. That's your timeline. That's your calendar to make money off Chelsea. Yeah? So it's very simple. We protest. The PR is so bad for the ownership. With a season going on now, the players are going to struggle with it. The manager's going to struggle with it. The whole club, top to bottom, is going to struggle with it. We say Kerry and Stanley out. I want the fucking directors out, both of them. I want Egbali gone. I want Feliciano gone, and I want Meatloaf Bowley gone, and all their fucking Saudi waffle, and the Hunchback of Notre Dame, the 5% Swiss merchant, Mark Walters as well. Get them all out. Get all the fucking brown envelope PR out, and we control the narrative as supporters, and we eliminate them. Because if you've got the supporters globally headlined protesting for them to leave when there's a war going on at Chelsea with ownership and stakes and percentages and who wants to buy who, then it's simple, isn't it? Which owner's really going to go, yeah, I fancy that. I want to stay, knowing that all the supporters want us out. Who's going to want to stay in that environment? That's not a stable environment. In fact, it makes it higher risk for these clowns to make money and make profits. it damages their value of the club, because then when they go to sell the club, who's going to want to buy the club at the price that they value? They're going to have to take it or leave it offer. And that's where we get them by the short and curlies. But no one, as always, doesn't want to listen to me because they've got agenda and they don't like me. It is what it is. That's your provocative. You go with what you want. Yeah. The reality is, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. Yeah. It was already bad with the current squad we got, that we don't believe we're going to get a top four. We don't believe we're going to have a successful season. We've got more games with the Conference League. That as it is. The squad, the defence, the goalkeeper, the core ain't there. The quality isn't there. You're going to have to rely on Cole Palmer, elite mentality, all right? And certain players to show their quality. And it's like, you outscore us. That's the way we're playing. Enzo Maresca, unqualified, inexperienced, should I say. Inexperienced with this level and managing a club of the stature of Chelsea with the pressure from the supporters. And the supporters will turn. And they're already turning because they don't like the fact that we've been fed for over 2 years that there's a clear direction of where we are going as a football club. There's a clear process. There's a clear project of 5 to 10 years. And we are right on track. Like Bodie says, we're right on track. Where it's exactly as we drew it up. Egg barley feeding. This is the way. We're a few pieces away. We need a few more transfer windows when we've already passed how many transfer windows? 5 transfer windows. When Ornstein tells us 4 transfer windows from the 1st September 2024. Well, we've passed that now. We've passed that. And they say, now you judge the team, the squad. You've been pushing this narrative for you lot to be in tatters and at divide and at lockheads. And us on the Minerals FC, we got Egg Barley to the right, Meatloaf Barley to the left. Look at them, headlocked. And we're stuck in the middle. Let's have it right. So it proves my point. There is no process at Chelsea. And you lot have been buying into a process you knew nothing about. And feeding agendas and never going at the ownership and always saying, oh, this manager needs time, this players need time. You can give the manager and the players all the time in the world, mate. The reality is, they're not the problem now. They never were the problem. Because the problem was always the ownership. With most of these players won't have time to develop, because most of them will develop to go and develop at other clubs because they'll be sold. And that's the project. To buy low, sell high, build value, advertise at Chelsea, lucky dip, based on data, and fob the supporters off. And I always said it will come to a point where the supporters cannot be bought no more with PR. And the Osimhen deal is the catalyst, because they don't believe it. They don't believe it. You had a free run. He wasn't asking for crazy wages. And Egg Barley and the ownership at Chelsea put out the narrative using the brown envelopes that Osimhen wants 500 grand a week. Work that one out. Let's have it right. I love land and minerals. I love it. You know what I'm saying? That's how we roll, guys. That's how we roll. I'm just going to check something. Now, the prospect of Todd Boehly agreeing to dissolve his power is understood to be non-existent. Clownlake Capital's view is that Todd Boehly should sell up or accept changes to Chelsea's governance that would remove him from the board and strip him of any say over decisions in exchange for economic concessions. Listen to these arrogant Clownlake Ronans, yeah? They absolutely make me sick. Clearlake Capital are backed by a 90 billion fund they control, as well as personal billions of Iqbali and Feliciano coming from Lawton Times, who is what? Let me have a look. Who is this fella? Chief sports correspondent for the Times. Yeah, of course. What happened to Tom Roddy, by the way? How come he left? I don't care if they've got backing of 90 billion. Look how they fucking spend the money. Look how they're spending money at Chelsea. They can have infinity funds for all I care. I don't want these wrong-uns here. They don't know what they're doing. Their project's a disgrace. Look at the PR. I told you, it's not only a civil war between the ownership, all right, the owners and the percentages, yeah? It's a brown envelope war. It's a PR Happy Meal war. And do you know what's funny? They can have 80 billion investment, but because of PSR, you can't even spend it, you fucking clowns. So it's irrelevant to us. It's irrelevant. Because you've already spent 1.5 billion. You've cooked our books. You've burnt our books. You've burnt our club. We burn blue, guys. We burn blue. Yeah, you've burnt us all right. So again, it's just more PR to say, look, we're so wealthy. Yeah, all right, if that's the case, go and make your offer to Meatloaf Bowley, Wise, and Mark Walters. Go and make your offer. Go and pat your billions to them. Let's see if you do it. The reality is, I'm telling you now, and we will say it tomorrow when I'm on with Eunice. So have it right. The only way to save our football club, and I'm being absolutely deadly serious, is a protest. There is no other way. I fucking keep saying it. I keep saying it. And you don't listen to me. This is our opportunity to get these clowns out. This is the opportunity. You're not going to get a better chance than this. One thing is having shit performances and the supporters turning and crying out, speak to us, the Chelsea Supporters Trust writing a letter and all this nonsense, yeah? I'll be real. Now there's a war upstairs and it's only been 2 years of their ownership. This is the opportunity. This is the gateway for us, Chelsea, to all come together and actually say enough is enough. We don't even want to hear from you. We just want you out. Because this is a multi-billion deal, a negotiation. It's not like, oh, I'm just going to transfer you some money on fucking Western Union. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just going to send you a little something. No. The supporters know. You can't even speak to the ownership. Chelsea Supporters Trust can't even speak to them because they're going, well, who do I speak to? Do I speak to, I want to hear from Iqbali and Clearlake? And I need to hear from Bowley as well. So you've got to divide upstairs as well. So it's like you've got to go with what you feel. My gut tells me how it's always told me with what I know, that these owners are the worst thing to happen at Chelsea Football Club. They're worse than the Glazers. They're worse. Not even Man United have this issue. Man United have been going through turmoil, yeah, and they've just got the two Glazer brothers, bruv. All right, that's it. We got a fucking a consortium at Chelsea. It's even worse. It's divide and conquer in the fan base, divide and conquer with the team and the players and behind the scenes and the staff. It's divide and conquer with the fucking ownership. It's divide and conquer with all the media platforms and all the opinions, and everyone's hiding behind opinions. Oh, I can give my opinion. Your opinion means fuck all at this rate. All right? Because it's black and white. It's black and white. And I'm getting to this point now where it's just like, how far do you want to go? How far in the mud do you lot want to go? If this is not further enough in the mud, I don't know what is to you lot. In 2 years, to have our club just absolutely decline into the face of the earth. Are you winding me up? You can't even go to the point of toxic positivity and back the players and all this shit. Because what's going on upstairs is just a dark cloud, continuous dark cloud over Chelsea Football Club. It's bad publicity. The loophole is this: they can sell the club. Toothpick Jacobs came out yesterday and said it's a grey area. If both parties don't come to an agreement, then they've got an opportunity to say, do you know what? We'll both sell because we're never going to get anywhere. And the relationship's broken. They're not about to repair. They can't go through all this and go, oh, by the way, guys, we've kissed and made up and we're best friends now. We're going to Stringfellows tonight. We're going to have T-bone steak and we're going to play palm out the dollars. We love the dollars. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the romance. It's about the fucking pound notes. It's really all I've got to say right now at this point. It's really all I've got to say. And all of these accounts, like last night, they set up a Twitter space for Toothpick Jacobs and said, how long you got, Ben? How long you got? Oh, I haven't got any time limit. Of course you ain't. Of course you ain't. You're milking it. You got the Chelsea supporters on strings. Every Chelsea supporter is like, I don't know what's going to happen to Chelsea. I don't know what's going to go on. Who do we want? We don't know what to believe. We don't know what to read. And that's exactly what they want. When what you should be saying is, hold on a minute. I was a bit skeptical at the start and up to this point, and I'm not sure what to believe. I don't trust it. And I know how we were run, and I know how a football club should be run, and this is definitely not how a new ownership should come into a football club. So, I think I'm going to go with my heart, my soul, and my loyalty at Chelsea and say, I don't think these owners are the right fit for Chelsea Football Club. And I think, as supporters, we should now seek a new owner. And we should force the entire consortium who are not fit to run our football club or experienced or fucking respectful in any way to run our football club, and that they should sell the club. And they should do it in the most amicable way and quick to save our football club from declining any further. Because this could be really ugly for Chelsea this season. This could be very ugly. And I'm talking on the field. It could be ugly. What do you want me to do? Go to the bridge and fucking stand there with a banner? Like no one's... we need numbers. We can get people. Don't get me wrong. We can get numbers. But we need at least about 3,000 at the bridge. At least 3,000. A good 2,500 supporters there at the bridge. How many go to a game, for fuck's sake? How many go to the game? We can't get as many that will go to the game outside the bridge to fight for our football club. Is this a joke? I mean, what kind of backbone has our fan base got? It ain't really right now, the way I look at it. Who's going to stick their neck out on the line? Because I know if I do it, no one will want to protest, bruv. No one. I've got too much agenda, mate. You know, I've got too much agenda. And I have to call out the Chelsea Supporters Trust. I think we need to make a stand now. Fuck all this. Let's see how it pans out and let's have a little discussion and let's sit in a boardroom. bollocks. We need to take responsibility now. And if the Chelsea Supporters Trust say, look, we're going to do a professional protest because we are in fear of our football club, we're not satisfied, we're not happy, we're going to go ahead with it irrespective, and we want answers. And quite frankly, we don't want this ownership and we don't want this civil war at Chelsea. Don Rosso, he's got to land some minerals then, isn't he? And Neil Beard, got to land minerals. And he's a good guy, Neil. He's a good guy. I'm not discrediting him. I'm just saying it's time to land the minerals now. I really do. I really do. I really do. It's actually time. But do I think they'll do it? I don't think they'll do it. It's the fan advisory board that are manipulated. Glazer PCFC. I already know that, my geezer. I know who it is. I know. I'm going to message Chidge. Fuck it. I'm messaging him. And Chidge is a sound, proper Chelsea, man. Fucking legend, bruv. You know what I'm saying? That's where I am. That's where I am right now. The lack of progress on the stadium project is cited as a factor in the relationship breakdown between owners. Why should that be the breakdown? The breakdown in relationship should be, by the way, why are we not signing some superstars? Why are we not having some experience? Why are we only buying unproven fucking kids? Why have we gutted everything out of Chelsea? Why have we not got a shirt sponsor? Why have we gone through how many CEOs, how many communications directors, how many managers, how many medical teams, how many fucking this, how many rebuilds at this football club? How many rehabilitations have we had since these times have come through? And it's all trust the process. Everyone's just fucking sitting there holding their dicks in their hand. How many times, bruv? How many fucking more seasons does everyone want to go through this shit? When do you want to man up and stand up and fight? You go to games, we pay money, we go to games, and we're funding this shit. And all you get is people, little Benson, oh, you know, I don't want to pummel it all the way or Clownlake out and grow up and I just want to talk about football. You can't fucking talk about football in this situation. It's gone beyond football. It's gone beyond the pitch. Goldberg, what a melt. What a melt. What a melt. This guy's so pro Egg Barley, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, we have to fight for the heart and soul of Chelsea. I do not trust these owners with our football club. I don't trust them at all. And I don't trust if it's one or the other. They're both untrustworthy, mate. They've both got a disgraceful track record. Yeah, disgraceful. Failures. They're failures, bruv. I know Joe Shields is running those games. I know that, bruv. They all are. They're all in it. They're all little yes men. They're all little minions. But it all stems from the top. It's the top that dictates it. Look at the state of it now. Look now. I'm getting rattled. I'm fucking rattled, man. I'm rattled, yeah? How long is this going to go on for? Months? Could it go on for a year? We're going to have all this back and forwards. PR, Bowley PR, Egbali PR, Clownlake. No, I want Clownlake. It's going to drive everyone nuts. What about mental health, for fuck's sake? What about football's meant to be our escapism? We didn't ask for this shit. We didn't sign up for this shit. We didn't sign up for this. We didn't sign up for Roman to be sanctioned and the UK government to rob our football club. We didn't sign up for any of this shit. We're just football supporters, and you've used our club and you fucking brought into political warfare, bruv. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Bruv, like, I'm done. I'm actually done tonight. I'm done. Big up to everyone, man. Respect to everyone in here. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. Tomorrow, I'll tell you what the schedule is tomorrow. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock, I'm going live with Eunice, and we're gonna speak about everything because Eunice is back now. He's gonna get in the thick of it and land the minerals. Big up to Eunice, and then after that, about 7 o'clock, I'm having Steve G on, and we're basically going to talk. It's going to be Chelsea's Football Factory Diaries in a nutshell. If you understand what that means, it's a more of a, how can I say? It's more of a softer way of saying, a supporter that's been through 5 decades of Chelsea Football Club, with the firm, everything. It's going to be about really what Chelsea was like, what real Chelsea's, and to clear up a lot of false narratives about Chelsea supporters back in the day. So we're going to do a heritage stream tomorrow night at 7, and 5 o'clock with Eunice. It's going to be Fax JP the dog. Let's go, bruv. My geezer ultra, bruv. It's gonna be a heritage stream with Steve, who needs no introduction, bruv. But let's have it right. He's Chelsea heritage, along with everyone that is with Steve. And also with Eunice, we're going to speak the true narrative and pressure makes diamonds. Let's have it right. So make sure you're tuned in for all of that, because there will be minerals landing all over the gaff. And that's a double whammy tomorrow on the Minerals FC. So hopefully I'm on top form, because I'll probably be a little bit tired, but we're going to land it. And there's going to be a lot of go through and respect. You know what I'm saying? So again, up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. No surrender mentality, as always, from us on the Minerals FC, and from the proper Chelsea. Have it right. The proper Chelsea land it for what it really is. And that's where I am now. I feel like I've got that off my chest, but I don't really feel like talking about anything anymore tonight. Enough's enough. I've said what I wanted to say. So respect to everyone. As always, smash the like button, put all your comments down below, and I'll see you tomorrow. Let's have it right. And this will redirect to Eunice, and Eunice's stream with me will redirect to my stream with Stevie G on Chelsea's Football Factory Diaries. Let's have it right. So, up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC, Clownlake out, Bowley out, yeah, Roman Abramovich in, let's have it right, and no surrender, up the Chelsea.
Roman Abramovich! Roman Abramovich! Roman Abramovich!